am Linwood Bailey. I am a career coach, and I am the author of The Business of Me, Your Job, Your Career, Your Value. Now, before I get started, I just want to take a quick check of the audience here. Is there anybody sitting in here today who won the lottery last night or won it recently? Anybody in here like that? Oh, no, he's my boss from 35 years ago. He's just a plant. Anybody here invested $1,000 in some type of portfolio years ago and are sitting on top of a ton of money? Okay, don't have anybody like that. Now, is there anybody in here who have children, sons and daughters, nephews and nieces, and you keep telling them, you got to go out and get into a career because I am not a giant ATM machine? Anybody has anybody like that? Good, because with that, I want you to stick around because I'm going to talk career today, and I'd like to share some things with you. You know, our careers, behind every home you're going to want to own, every car you're going to want to drive, the education you want to provide to your children, and the financial security you want to have when you retire or during your working years lies a career. Your career creates the path to fulfilling your economic or financial hopes and dreams. Your career is your personal value creator. Your career is your most important economic asset. It makes it all happen. So, if you think about your career, all right, you got this great thing called your career. It's an asset. It's going to fulfill all those dreams. But we know that. Now, how do you do it? Do you just say, I'm going to have a career? You go to sleep one night, you wake up the next morning, and all these things have happened? I don't think that's going to happen. Is there a process out there? Is there some way that you can actually take that great asset called your career with all this potential and turn it into something of value? Is there something out there? Is this something that maybe somewhere, some person in some corner of the world is thinking of some kind of process to do this or come up with some new concept? Well, I got to think of something I want to share with you. There is a process out there, been around for a long time, as long as companies have existed. And that process is the business management process. Because you see, companies, why do they exist? They exist to create value for their stakeholders. They take the assets of the company, which is their knowledge, their other assets and resources and skills, and they actually convert that into a profit, a return on investment. And companies have been doing this for years. And guess what? We have a stock market out there that reports every day how well individual companies are capturing value. Now, with the business management process, companies develop their products. They find out who are their customers, who would buy their products, and they develop products to satisfy those needs. They brand their products to make them unique versus other products, and they also market their products. Because you can have a great product, but if nobody knows anything about your product, then nobody's going to buy it. And then you have to sell it. You have to convince people to buy that product. And once you purchase it, someone's purchased your product, then you've got to say, I've got to deliver on that product. Because if it doesn't satisfy that customer, or it doesn't live up to the promise that you've made about that product, guess what? They won't buy again. And in this day and age, things change so quickly, you've got to constantly improve your product because what might be great today, tomorrow may be gone. As I tell clients and I talk to people around, I tell them, don't be a Lotus 1, 2, 3. Lotus was a great product. They sat on their laurels, and guess what? unless you are today, younger people don't even know what Lotus 1-2-3 is. But at the time it came out, we thought it was great. So, if you think about your career, I have developed the business of me, and I've written about it in my book, because the business of me will show you how to use this business management process to create personal value for yourself. And that means how to get a job, how to keep a job, how to get promoted, and how to earn a raise. Because those are the things that's going to make all those great things in life possible for you. So, well, let's think about this business management process. Everyone has a product. Everybody. It's your skills, your capabilities, and your strengths. You bring that to every day to work. And you get value for it. That value is your salaries and your benefits. So we all have a product. Through the business management process, or the business of me process, you can actually learn how to brand that product, to make yourself unique. So when you walk in during the day, or you're working during the day, you will stand out versus everybody else. You will learn in the business of me how to create awareness, because there are people within your company and within your organization who determine who gets promoted and who gets hired. I call those people career brokers. I know a lot about career brokers. I used to be one. Selling is convincing someone who needs what you have to hire you or promote you into that position. And delivery. You got to manage your job performance, because you made this great promise when someone hired you or promoted you. Now it's time to make the rubber hit the road. So you have to learn how to manage your performance so that you will meet the expectations of your customer. Your customer is your boss and the organization you work for. And also, you've got to continually improve, because things change so much. It used to be a time you could get a little niche, and you could sit on that niche until you retired. You'd have to come over and say, well, Linwood knows all the information. He's got this skill, so everybody's got to work around Linwood. But guess what? Linwood can be replaced today. Technology takes care of that. There are technological innovations coming every day. There are new business models. You may be sitting today and say, boy, I got a great job. I got this great niche. And they say, you got a great niche? But guess what? That job's now going to be done in Bangalore. It's going to be done in the Philippines. And so you have to continuously improve to make sure that you can continue to maintain and increase your standard of living. Now, the business of me, what does it give you? First, it gives you some innovative tools and actions that will allow you to create personal value. Now, I have a number of them up here, but I'm going to talk about two of them. First is the pro forma resume. Now, we all talk about having resumes. Now, I've heard people say when things aren't going well at work, they'll say, I'm getting my resume together, I'm getting out of here. Or when you've been outsourced or you've been downsized out, all of a sudden, you start focusing in on your resume. And there are people out there who make a lot of money writing resumes for people. But I have a little different way of looking at resumes. I have this thing called the pro forma resume. And let me tell you how that works. You actually write the resume that you want to have in the future. So you go out and say, I want to have this particular type of job, or this type of position, or these type of responsibilities 3 to 5 years from now. And when I interview for that position, this is the resume I want to have. So what you do is you develop yourself to that resume so that you will have the resume you need when you get to that point. The other one I'd like to talk about is the personal board of directors. You know, when you're young, and I know when I was younger, I thought I had all the answers. I knew everything. But as I grew older, I found out more and more what I didn't know. And if you step back and think about it, the largest corporations in the world have a board of directors because they realize that they don't have the answer to everything. They need perspective from somebody who's not in the organization, independent views that actually will guide them in the management of their companies. So, if you as an individual are trying to manage a career, why not have your own board of directors? Why not have people that have been and traveled the road that you've traveled to help you along? I am the proud member of the board of a couple of individuals, and they consult with me when they have situations in their career and they want their perspective. Night before last, one of these persons called me because he had a job offer somewhere. And he was really ready to go and pick up and go. And he said, I want to talk to you, Mr. Bailey, about this opportunity. And I asked him some questions. And all of a sudden, he started thinking, before I say yes, I need to go back and talk to the person who's extended me this offer to make sure that I am going to have everything I need to be successful in that job. That's what a board will do. The business of me is also a virtual filing cabinet. At the end of each chapter in the book, it takes the information that was in that book, in that particular chapter, and tells you how to apply it. So, for instance, it will tell you that information in that book that tells you when you're developing a career plan, what information you need and what's in that chapter. If you're looking at your job performance, what are the things in that chapter that matches to that? So it is a virtual filing cabinet. You can take it around with you. You see, because today, there's information everywhere on careers. Go to the internet, go to the media, go anywhere. We are bombarded with career management information. I talk to librarians when they come through here, and I ask them, how many career management books you have? A whole bunch of them. When somebody comes in here, which one do they need to pick up? I can't really tell them. What the business of me does is gives you that structure to say, this is how I manage my career. This is the information I need, and these are the things I need to focus on. So I'm going to go in the library. I've got a good foundation on personal marketing. Now I can go in the library and look for books on personal marketing. You see, there's a lot of dots going around in your head. You have job searches, you have trying to get promoted, your job performance, how do you stay employed, bad relationship with your boss, career planning. What the business of me says, here's that asset called your career. And how do you bring this all together? It keeps it focused. And with that, it simplifies career management, because by reading and applying the business of me, you will be able to optimize your use of your time, your resources, and money. And in this day and age, maybe not so much you're going to have a whole room full of books, but you'll be filling up Kindles and Nooks and iPads with a lot of career information, and you say, I got a lot of information, but I'm not going anywhere. What that does is say, let's get focused. And the business of me lets you get focused. So, I've given you a brief presentation today about the business of me. I ask you to come down to booth 378. I'll be glad to engage you and talk to you about career. I want to thank you for taking the time to share this information with you. And I want to wish you and all those people that depend on you success in managing their business of me. Thank you.